Hey guys, what's going on? Welcome to On the Drive In. Today I'm on my way actually to a meeting about funding for the VR company, so I'm really excited. Hopefully I'll have some good news for you guys. But along the way I decided to kind of share some things with you guys that really helped me early on, some resources, some books. I made a list, a little cheat sheet. I didn't realize how long this list was until I wrote it. In the beginning, you should over listen to this stuff and really pound it into your brain. All right, so the first book I read was The Science of Getting Rich. And this book really kind of was written in the early 1900s by Walter Wattles. It's a book about kind of getting your mind in the right space. And it was the first introduction I had to this idea that, you know what? I'm in control of my thoughts, and that my thoughts actually have energy. By then I was hooked. I read that book and it just spoke to me. So I started to look for more stuff. And I found, of course, one of the most read books by entrepreneurs is Think and Grow Rich by Napoleon Hill. Think and Grow Rich is a great book. I recommend everybody read it. But it's 2018. It is hard to digest as a book to read. So I do recommend maybe popping in an audiobook. I remember when I first kind of started digesting this information, reading this information, I used to commute 4 hours a day in traffic. So I would pop in an audiobook and kind of run through it. And anything I liked, I would either record on my phone in notes, or I would write it down if I had a pen and paper, and kind of just digest this information. And it was powerful. Napoleon Hill's books, all of them I recommend, are really good, but that one really stands out. Okay, so number 3, The Power of Positive Thinking by Norman Vincent Peale. This guy was a pastor. He wrote this book. He threw it in the trash, I think, multiple times before his wife, picked it up out of the trash and turned it in without him even knowing, and it actually got picked up and distributed. It's a great book about being positive and how that positive energy really radiates into the world and helps you achieve the things that you want, whatever those things are. So check that out. And again, I know some of this stuff is the same, but the books really speak in different ways, so you gain something new from each book. So check them out. And remember, early on, it's good to over digest this stuff because our brains are a little bit more negative by default. We think a little bit more negatively. We don't believe that, some of us don't believe at least that we could become millionaires. We feel like that's a different place, a different group of people. So I definitely recommend, checking out these books. So the 5th book is the Steve Jobs book. Now the Steve Jobs book was great because you get to look into the mind of that, of a madman. Really, he was a genius. And, till this day, we're still consuming his products, and his company's humongous. But it taught me a couple things. And one of the things that really stand out to me was how you treat people. Steve Jobs was very well known for treating people badly. And I think that really, in the end, hurt his relationships. I believe you should treat all the people coming into work every day to make your business better. You should treat them well. And I think that goes a long way in living a healthy life with good relationships, people around you who care about you. And I think that adds to a better quality of life. All right, number 6, Atlas Shrugged. Atlas Shrugged is a great book. It's a fiction, it's a novel. It's really about this idea of not feeling guilty for being an entrepreneur, for not being guilty for starting a business, for not being guilty of enjoying capitalism and all the awesome things that it offers. And it's a great read. I really recommend you guys read it. It's long, but it's very entertaining, and it kind of reinforces the idea that you should be pursuing your dreams. You should not feel guilty if you have excess or that you build more. Of course, you should always give back and help people, but you shouldn't feel guilty about that. And number 7 is The Alchemist. The Alchemist is a beautiful story about a young kid whose journey across the world to find treasure. Now, it's a really cool book. It kind of really shows the highs and lows of what it's like to chase your dreams, and also shows how the universe really conforms to help you when you're on a mission. And The Alchemist is a beautiful book for that. So I really recommend you guys check that out. Number 8 is a really important book because almost everything I have was built out of networking with people and relationships. So How to Win Friends and Influence People is a great book. And I believe everybody should read this book and study it. Don't just read it to hear the words, but really study it, take notes, and apply the things that are spoken about in the book to your life. Because the further your network grows, the more people you meet, the more opportunity you will have open for you, right? Networking has really taken my consulting business to another level. Networking is the reason why I'm having this meeting for funding for my VR company, all because I was able to open up, meet people, and do it the right way. So check that book out. I listen to motivational speakers all the time. the cheesier the better. I find that human brain is default negative, so you have to really shove positive things into your brain. Earl Nightengale is one of the first ones I recommend. He has a great speech called The Strangest Secret in the World. Check it out, Earl Nightengale. The second person I listen to a ton is Les Brown. Now, I love Les Brown. The way he can, he throws in jokes. He really kind of has been at the bottom. And, when you're at the bottom and you make your way to the top, you gain something extra from that. And I feel like listening to him, it's really helped me, because when I started at the bottom. So Les Brown, Earl Nightengale, check them out. And you guys know Tony Robbins and all these other people. I think they're great too, but check these guys out if you can. And the last one is a podcast I used to listen to all the time. It's called Entrepreneur on Fire. And this guy would basically interview one entrepreneur a day, every day of the week. And it was really cool. And I think you guys will find Gary Vaynerchuk was on there. Obviously now Gary V, everybody knows him as a motivational speaker. But, back then he was just kind of getting his family's business up and running, and taking it from, a $1-2 million business to a much larger business. So check it out. It's called Entrepreneur on Fire. A lot of the people whose businesses are successful today, 4 years ago, were on that show, and they have a lot of insight to share with you guys. So check it out. I know it'll keep you guys positive. And again, try to listen to music a little bit less when you're driving, and try to shove this stuff in your brain. It's going to really help you get closer to chasing your dreams. Not to say that listening to music is bad. Obviously, you should listen to music from time to time, but really take the time, especially early on, to educate yourself so that you can make it easier as you're pursuing your dreams. All right, guys. Anyway, that's all I have for you today. I'm on my way to this meeting. Wish me luck. Hopefully, the next couple videos will be about further meetings of funding, and hopefully soon it'll be a meeting of I got funded. We're building this thing. All right, guys. I'll talk to you guys soon. As always, please like, please subscribe, leave comments below. Let me know what you guys think. I'll talk to you guys soon.